quicker turnaround, I'm guessing, than normal, because we're even a week earlier kicking off the season. But everybody come back how you would hope they would come back, in decent enough condition and ready to get going again?
Yeah, it is a quick turnaround. It was nice to obviously have a break and get out of the environment and sort of recharge. But obviously, touching on the lads there, they've obviously gone away with off-season programs and obviously done them to a T. So they've come back and they look really good, look fit, they look sharp, and they're itching to go.
Obviously, a lot of talk around the summer is new faces, and slower, I think, than many would have wanted to get people in you wanted. But we just spoke to Ross Embleton there. He says there's a lot that goes into it, but getting the people you want is more important, I guess, than how long it takes.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I'm not going to go over old ground. I know you just spoke to Ross and he's probably answered a lot of these questions, but you know, ultimately we inherited a squad of players. A big number of those players are already contracted for this year, so the amount of incomings that there was last summer is going to be totally different this year, because we have a budget to work to, and you only need a certain amount of players with the budget that you've got. So there's been a lot of work done over the summer. You know, just because we only need a certain amount of players, that the work that's been put into that and is an ongoing process that goes into that is phenomenal. So you know, your due diligence on players is vital, because you know, not only have they got to have the right technical and fitness and attributes on the pitch, but they've got to be the right character off the pitch. We've got a real good dynamic in the group at the moment, and the last thing that we want is to get one wrong and bring somebody in the environment that's going to upset that. So it's really vital that not only do we get the right person that can do the business on the pitch, they've got to have the right characteristics off the pitch, with the right values to match ours, and along with the ambition.
And having finished how you finished last season, so strongly, top 8 in the form table at the end of the campaign, if it's not broken, don't fix it. It is about tweaking. Was that how you would see it?
Well, I think any manager up and down the country will just want to add quality that can enhance the chances of the team getting success, and that's no different for us. You know, yes, we did have a good finish to the season. That was always the aim at the end of the season, not just to let the season filter out because of this scenario that we find ourselves in now, with pretty much the same amount of players that we had last year, regards to people under contract. And that gives them confidence, that gives them a little bit of belief, it gives them a lot of buy-in to what we're trying to do, and success always puts a smile on your face, you know, no matter whether or not you're a coach, manager, player or supporter, and that's what it's about. You then tend to enjoy your workplace, you intend to enjoy training, working hard, because you know that you're getting success, or have had success at what you've been doing. So now it's all about building on that, with pretty much the same group of players, whilst adding the few that we do need to add with the right characteristics and the right quality.
Two of the players you've brought in this week, obviously we know about Sam Hornby and Emmy Hughes, but Alex Newby is a newbie, as it were, to Colchester United and their supporters. But remember his performance at the Community Stadium earlier this season, and he got substituted by Rochdale, and I think it was a degree of relief that he went off. He could be that sort of player that really sparks, couldn't he?
But as I said, you know, that the players that we're trying to identify and bring in, they need to come in and make a difference. Otherwise, there's real no point bringing them in. And now that doesn't always happen. I get that, it doesn't always happen. But we see Alex as making a real difference in our team, and can give us another bit of quality in that final third, to rather create or score goals for the football club, and that's why we've brought him in. Competition for places now, obviously Ems has come into that midfield unit as well, so they're going to be high. I think if you add that with the youngsters that we already have at the football club, you know, people like the Manes and the Shays, that are in the 23s, you've got some real good competition for places in that sort of central area, and ultimately that's what we want to try and do all over the pitch.
I'm guessing with the departure of Brendan Wiredu, someone like Shay Cooper might be looking at this could be my breakthrough. I've had a taste of it, but this could be my breakthrough, a chance to really push myself in.
Yeah, they're a little bit different players.
Yeah.
What they sort of bring to the table, if you like, in a dynamic of the individual. But you know, as I say, that we have got some real good players here. We have got to look at what they can and can't do, and we've got to try and get players in the team that are going to complement them. And then obviously when they do get their opportunity, it's about them grabbing it with both hands. And as you've seen last season in the last game, Shay's obviously come off a 45-minute, scored a goal and played very, very well. So that's what we want. That's the standard. That's what we want from our 23s and our 18 players when they are given the opportunity to grab it with both hands.
Has there been any more interest in your players in terms of outgoings or not?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of. But again, you know, the window's open till early part of September. So there's a lot of weeks left, and at any stage someone can come in and all they've got to do is pick the phone up and make a bid. So you have got to be prepared for that, because as I said, that can happen at any time. But also you've got to try and work with what you've got and get the best out of what you've got whilst you've got the players that you've got, because you can't really think about if buts and maybes and what ifs. You've got to deal with right here, right now, and that's our job, to try and get the lads ready, prepare the lads over the next 4 and a bit weeks before the season starts, to make sure that we're all giving ourselves the best chance of starting the season well.
And we know the game has changed, so is it good for you? You can talk to the recruitment team, talk to technical directors, director of football's head of recruitment, and say this is what we need, this is where we're at, and then you go out on the grass with the players you've currently got and let them get on with whatever needs to be done.
Yeah, it definitely helps. It's about being a team, you know, it's about singing off the same hymn sheet, and it's about communication. The quality of communication is the quality of life. So, you know, ultimately it does give you, as I say, the best chance of getting success as a football club. And when I say as a football club, that means the recruitment, the first team staff, the 23s, coaches, first team manager, coaches. We all have to communicate. Is he ready? Ain't he ready? What do we need? What don't we need? What can he do? What can't he do? These are all conversations that go on a daily basis. So again, we have to keep the comms open like we have done all summer. We have to identify the right quality that we feel that we want to add to the group. And then it's about seeing whether or not that quality that we're after is doable with the funding that we've got.
And is the loan market something you're very much looking at as well, which has been a success over the last few years, really?
Yeah, I mean, listen, ideally I'd like players to come in and be part of the group on contracts, but that's not always possible. You know, we've alluded to budgets and stuff like that. So, you know, there may come a time where we feel that there's an opportunity to take a player from another club on loan that's going to make a real difference. And if we do feel that, then we'll do all we can to make it happen.